All right, my name is Jacob Jones, and this is Project 3 Arduino-based optical tachometer. For this project, we were to reference an individual's named C.M. Palmer's project, and that's what I did. And I used his sketch as a base for the program. Couple things that I did change. Relatively minor, but one thing is that he basically had the IR transmitter and receiver all being driven by the Arduino, and I went ahead and just set something up separate for the transmitter, just so there isn't any wires in between here. I just don't have to worry about that, and I have a little power brick, and I have the appropriate resistor. This particular model wanted a 20 milliamp current, so 12 volts. Here's 500 ohm resistor, so it's about there. So that's one minor adjustment that I made, and then beyond that, it was incorporating a round robin with interrupts. Very similar to what I did for Project 2. I like to have a user input before I begin, because sometimes I'll hit launch or whatever, but then I look and there's some other things that need to either be plugged in or started or turned on or whatever. So it waits for a user input, then it goes into this this state function, and this is where it checks what the user input is, and then sets our Boolean done to false, of course, if we're beginning, and then true if we're ending, if the user puts in a cue to quit. Then we enter into our main loop, and not much changed here. I added some labels for the CSV. I added a check at the end that if the user input, if a user submitted an input, or then it would go back here. Oh, yeah, here to the state function, and check to see what that is, and then set the Boolean appropriately. If we do hit Q, then we stop this loop and exit. So this is a 2-blade propeller. So the 30 is appropriate, obviously 60 times 2, and divided by 2. And here is our setup. So this is a propeller from the kit that we were given. It is not set up properly, but it does work for our purposes today. I've already got it synced up with the T8FB, so we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and give this a trial run. Let's open up PuTTY. I'm going with serial. I'm on COM 5, and we want to log everything so that we can plot it. I already have an old log that we can use, and we'll go ahead and open it. And yes, we want to overwrite the data from the previous one. So user, press B to begin. So let's go ahead and begin. So we are recording no RPM. So let's go ahead and small amount. Methinks, yeah, this guy, the status indicator pin is actually quite helpful. Okay, so I bumped that. So let's go ahead and start this again. that looks right. We have our status indicator pin going. I think that's reasonable, about 1300 RPM. The setup isn't super sturdy, so I don't want to go too much higher, but you can go a little higher. It's 1500. Let's see, okay, 16, 18. Let's dial it back down. And there we go. So that's our optical tachometer. And we'll go ahead and hit Q and data collection. And so that, yeah, let's go ahead and close it. And we should have that data available to us here. A little bit of cleanup. Looks like this was left over from the previous. But there you go.